Hello and welcome to Chump Change, Sunday the 20th of January 2019. Are you tuned in, Luke?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good. You?
How are your cats?
Yeah, cats are good. Actually, we inherited a 90-year-old piano that I'm loving, and I'm learning to play piano.
Are your cats loving it
However,
too?
my cat's loving it, but came home from work one day and Crooks, our Siamese cat, had scratched it a lot.
No.
So I was
I thought you were
very
going to say that he had a shit on the keys or something.
Luke, this is a family podcast.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
it's probably
right.
not family,
Cryptos for
but
families, right?
but it looked like he had he's clumsy, so it looked like he was trying to climb up and he sort of dug his nails in. So I'm currently making a sort of protective wooden piece that kind of blends in with the piano and it can cover the keys and he can't wreck it. So anyway, what's this podcast about? Cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrencies and cats.
Yeah.
All right, so I thought that in today's episode we'll actually start a new segment, which hopefully will be a reoccurring segment, which is going to be the winners and losers of the week. So we do this podcast every Sunday, and we can look back at the biggest winners in terms of price and the biggest losers in terms of price.
Yeah.
So does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. Kick them
All right,
off.
cool. All right, so I'll start this one. So we'll start with the biggest winners and the top 3 biggest winners of the week in the top 100 coins at least. The first one is Apollo coin.
Yeah, never
heard
heard
of
of
that
it.
before?
Yeah,
never heard of it.
No.
So they're up 348% this week.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's crazy.
That deserves a coin drop, I think.
Do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. Yeah, it's crazy. So it's now ranked as 68th on CoinMarketCap. Came out of nowhere, really. I looked it up, didn't know anything about it till today, and it's a privacy coin. It claims to be the ultimate privacy coin with the best blockchain. So we'll see how it actually pans out in the future. But it's on one hell of a run this week.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah. That's a big increase.
It is a huge increase.
That's 2017. I can't even remember what year it is. 2017 kind of increase right there.
It is, man. It's massive.
Yeah.
Second biggest winner is Augur. And Augur's up 107% in a week. So another massive increase.
That also deserves a coin drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know a little bit about Augur, right? You want to talk about it?
Our first episode was on Augur, wasn't it? You kind of brought it to my attention. Sort of like you could bet on, predict things that will happen in the future. For example, the one that kind of got our attention is people were betting Ethereum or Bitcoin on when Donald Trump would be assassinated, which is pretty crazy. So
it hasn't happened yet, so those guys lost.
Yeah, so wow.
Yeah, it's cool though. It's a prediction market, like you mentioned. You can bet Ethereum or the Augur coin, the rep.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe Bitcoin too, and you can you make a bet if something's going to happen or not within a time frame, and then if you win more Bitcoin, Augur, or Ethereum.
Yeah.
I looked into Augur a little bit more, and it actually is one of the original ICOs. I think definitely one of the first ICOs to come out and actually have a developed working project at the end of it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know they've been around since the beginning of the Ethereum sort of revolution.
Yeah, right. And it's had it was when we first got into crypto quite a while ago now. I remember seeing it in the top 10 of the coin, top 10
really?
list. Maybe in and out of 9 to 12-ish range. But then it kind of dropped a lot, and it's down to 40 odd, and now it's back up to 30. So it's catching up.
It's a 30?
29, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that being a lot less.
Yeah, it was. So I think it had everything's had a bad year, but I think it dropped a lot in the rankings. Anyway, and the third winner of the week is 10x, which is also up 107%.
Yeah,
And
that also, yeah.
yeah, so we know a little bit about this. Do you want to take it off? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so 10x was sort of one of the original things, crypto projects that I really thought was going to sort of change the way that we use crypto. Did you get that as well, Luke? So
yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
So it's sort of like basically you look at it like kind of like a prepaid debit card, right? Where you send your cryptocurrency to your account, and when you're actually paying with your card, I think you choose which currency to take it off on the app. Is that right, Luke? So you could switch to whatever. I think I saw like a sort of a prototype thing before, and I think it was that. Say you had Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin. On your app, you can choose which one is your the default one at the time, and then when you pay for something, it does a conversion where it converts the money to dollars and then pays, or pounds or whatever, and then pays for that product in that store at the time. And it's instant. So it must be handling all that stuff after money's gone in, maybe, Luke?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it worked, but yeah, it was supposed to be instant. However, when we first started looking at this project a while ago, they actually had a debit card with Visa, but the Visa actually cancelled their card, so no one could use it. And I don't think they've been able to get a new card up and running since then. So it's been had a bit of a hard year, I think.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it is. Also, I follow their CEO on Twitter, and he resigned last month.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had a bit of a dodgy history apparently, and this kind of came up, bit of Ponzi scheming.
Right. Okay. So he's trying to just sort of close out.
I don't know how true that is, but I saw a few things on Twitter, which can you really? I didn't verify anything, so
Yeah.
But anyway,
gossip.
All right, moving on. Biggest losers. You ready?
Yeah. I don't have a noise. I don't have a sound effect for that.
You can make a boo noise or something.
Yeah.
So biggest losers. I don't know any of these coins. Hypercash. Any idea?
No, not a clue.
Down 23%. Not so bad compared to like the winners.
Yeah.
Qash or Quash. I don't know. Down 15%.
Actually, how do you spell that?
Qash.
I do know that somehow. Sorry, carry on. And
yeah.
I'll just...
Anyway, down 15%, and Qcoin shares down 8%. I know Qcoin's an exchange.
Yeah.
So actually, this week has been all right. It has not too bad, not a bad week. But like you mentioned, those numbers, those the big winners, those numbers up 100%, 300%. That's bull market territory, isn't it? So are we on the verge of switching out of this bear market into a bull market?
Yeah, seems like something's going on because Bitcoin actually went up quite a lot as well. So it's like it neared the 3,750 mark, and there was a lot of gains from like the big people as well. So like XRP was up almost 3%, and Ethereum was up 3%. It's something's happening.
Yeah.
How long it'll last, I don't know.
Another thing I came across on Twitter this week is that it said that we are 2 or 3 weeks off the longest bear market in Bitcoin's history. So in the previous bear market from 2013 to I think 2006, well, maybe like 2013 to 2014-ish. I think it was. Yeah. I can't remember exactly, but it was something like 60 weeks or something like that, and we're approaching that now. So I think this bear market will drag on a bit longer, but personally, not financial advice, I think that we have neared the bottom.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's
Let's
hope.
hope so. Yeah.
I tell you what, where Bitcoin is doing really well though, it's the dark net.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, the total value of Bitcoin sent to the darknet markets has increased by 70% last year. That's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. Crazy.
That's a lot.
So people are spending their Bitcoin.
At the moment, they are. Well, last year they were. Yeah, they were spending a lot of it. So I can see these things. I'm just having a little look at an article on Cointelegraph. So the report stated that while half of Bitcoin has at some stage has been used for illegal purchases, a whopping 90% of US dollar bills hold traces of cocaine. So there's still people defending Bitcoin being used for illegal activity and rubbing the fact that fiat is just as bad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just an old excuse now, isn't it? Like people
The
who say
illegal
that
activity.
people are like, oh, Bitcoin, can't use that. Drug dealers use it. Well, yeah, they use cash as well.
It's like, yeah, what else? What else do you think they use?
Yeah,
Just
exactly. Such a
peanuts.
yeah, right.
It's just
It's a tired
ridiculous.
excuse.
Yeah, it is.
Lazy.
So is that all of the losers?
Yep, that's the losers.
Yeah, I got some kind of nice news. So the Times, the UK, in the paper in the UK, is that only UK based? The Times
I think
sounds
so.
about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a baby, not even 2 weeks old, had an announcement in the Times, and it reads like this. On the 6th of January 2019, I can't even say the name, Violetta and Peter have a daughter, Isabel Anna Bowles, sister to Philip, weighed 2.2 kilograms. And then right underneath, all they have then is a Bitcoin college fund, and they just have a Bitcoin address. And I didn't think maybe that many people that read the Times dabble that much in Bitcoin, but it seems that they do, as over a Bitcoin's worth has been sent over already.
No way, that's class.
So that baby isn't even two weeks old and has a whole Bitcoin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. I should do that. My brother's having a baby soon, so we should tell him to copy that idea.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've not not exactly the same, but I've heard of stories like that. Like the Bitcoin community, when something happens and they get together, they do send a lot of money over to people who need it, or
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Joe Rogan did something once. Like he had someone on his podcast, and he said like, okay, you guys send me some Bitcoin now. I'll see how this works, and anything I get, I'll donate to charity. And he got loads.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Joe Rogan, but still.
He would. He's recently just done one with Mike Tyson, which I want to listen to.
Oh, no way. That's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I've got for this week. I'm just keeping my eye to the screen on these charts and trying to identify some sort of patterns that are going on and if we are trying to correct.
Who knows? I have one piece of news. So we haven't talked about this yet, but it was the big news of the week, and that was that the Ethereum hard fork, which we talked about last week, didn't go ahead. Got delayed.
Yeah.
So the developers postponed the hard fork because of a potential vulnerability in the network.
Yeah.
So this had a lot of people. I think they postponed until the end of next month. And a lot of Ethereum holders were upset with this because it's been delayed a few times before, or they haven't kept to their kind of deadlines at all. So, yeah, not good for
it's
Ethereum.
The thing. That's the thing, though. It's like, when you work in development and like, coding and things like that, if something's not right, you can't make something happen.
Yeah.
If it's not ready. So there's obviously like bug fixing and everything going on there, and they've either not been able to solve a problem in a time frame, or it's uncovered some other some other problem. And to be honest, in the long run, it's better that it doesn't come out not right. It doesn't come out broken than it does, because it also affects the credibility of Ethereum if they released something and it didn't work properly and there was vulnerabilities, people lost money and stuff like that. That'd be the end of it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would. And I think
it's
this
a
was
positive thing.
serious bug they found. Yeah.
Well, you got to take it as a positive that they are, so proud of it that they're not going to release it with problems.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's better to delay it than release it broken.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But a lot of people are angry. They've been expecting this for a while, and it happens, right? A lot of rage on Twitter.
Yeah,
but well,
what else is
people who weren't angry were the Cardano crew. They were delighted.
Yeah.
So I saw that their CEO, the founder Charles Hoskinson, gave a few tweets out, basically saying how not how rubbish Ethereum is, but how good Cardano is. That this would never happen with Cardano and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you've mentioned before he was actually involved in Ethereum in the early days, right?
Yeah, right. So when Ethereum first got founded, it was quite a few people who were in the lead development teams, and he was one of them with Vitalik and a few others. He left pretty quickly, I think, pretty soon into the project, and then started off his own blockchain called Cardano. So they are rivals in business, but I think there's something personal there too. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, he was pretty happy with this mess up from Ethereum.
It's all cruel in the crypto world, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Bad blood.
Well, there's money involved, isn't it? People actually like me. I actually did this as well. I bought some Ethereum expecting the price to go up throughout this fork, and then
Squiggles told you off.
Yeah, he did, and I sold it actually just before it happened. So it's good. I got told off. But people take these risks.
Squiggles.
People take these risks, right? And when things don't go through as planned, then people get angry.
Yeah,
more so than in other fields because there's money involved.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's just hope things start turning around. Projects actually, get released and they're turned into a bit of a bull market. That's all we want, really.
Yeah, bull market. It's been a long bear market.
It has, but
I think this is our 13th month. 12th month. It's been a year. It's 12th month of bear market in a whole year.
Mm. Well, it might be a good time to accumulate. Might be a terrible time. We don't know. This is not investment advice. As you should do your own advice. We're just some people talking. Right. So that's it from me. Anyway, do you have anything else?
I'm done.
All right. Awesome. So until next time.
Yep. See ya.
Cheers.